Sony just dropped the new A7V, which on the surface looks exactly the same as its predecessor, but inside it's a completely different beast. We're talking stacked sensor, 4K 120, and a screen that finally does everything. Should you stick with the A7IV, or is this thing worth paying money for? Let's break it down. At first glance, you might be forgiven for thinking that absolutely nothing has changed. It looks basically the same as the A7IV, the body, the buttons, the dials. It's that familiar alpha footprint. But there is one major physical difference, and that is the screen. While the A7IV had a standard flip-out screen, the A7V has a 4-axis multi-angle monitor, which was inherited from the A7R4. You can tilt it up and down for photography like a traditional tilt screen, and flip it out to the side for vlogging or vertical content. It's the best of both worlds, and it should be the standard on every camera right now. Now when it comes to what's inside the box, Sony have kept it pretty minimal. So obviously you get the camera with the body cap, they've also got a shoulder strap and a battery, which thankfully they didn't take out. Now one thing that they did take out is a wall charger. So if you're hoping to actually plug your Sony in and charge it, then you better have a charger already lying around, or be willing to stump up some more spare change to buy one from Sony. Booting up the camera for the first time, you will see the modern Sony menu. Now, if you're coming from the Sony A7 III, this will be a little bit of a revelation. But if you're coming from the A7 IV, it'll feel familiar, but just faster. You'll notice the new main menu tabs for videos and stills, which is a one-page overview of your ISO, aperture and shutter speeds. Setup is pretty easy too, with the Creators app allowing you to get set up with your phone in about 30 seconds. Now, let's talk about some pro features that have moved downstream to this model. First, custom LUTs. You can finally download your own cube files directly into the camera, and this is huge in saving you time in the post-editing process. Number 2 is timecode, and if you're somebody that's ever shot with multiple cameras, then you'll know that this one is a complete lifesaver. The fact that Sony have put it into this camera shows that they're really going after a slightly different market with this one, and it's really exciting to finally have timecode within the A7V. And finally, number 3, if you are somebody that's very social media focused, then you've also got the social media grid lines, or the 9x16 grid lines that you can put on the camera, so that you don't have to be doing that silly thing where you're trying to shoot something horizontally and then vertically. But with the guidelines, it allows you to shoot something horizontally for like a website or for YouTube, while also knowing where the crop is for your social media like Instagram or TikTok, and the cuts that you're going to be using for that platform. So the A7V is no longer just an entry-level hobbyist camera. In reality, it's kind of more like a small A1 for creators. The A7V launched at $2,900 US, which is an increase on the $2,500 US that the A7 IV launched at. But the question is it worth it? If you're a hybrid shooter that wants 4K 120, even if it's with a little bit of a crop, you want the best in autofocusing capabilities, and you also want that partially stacked sensor, which will significantly reduce the roll and shutter effect, then this just might be the camera for you. If you're a hobbyist that is mainly interested in photography and that video isn't your main jam, then there's probably going to be an absolute flood of A7IVs on the market over the coming months that will be available for likely less than half the price. But what do you think? Is the 4-axis screen and the partially stacked sensor enough to make you upgrade? Let me know in the comments below. I've linked the full spec sheet below for some light reading for you, and I hope to see you in the next one.